How are you doing? Are you waiting for the breakout of the nations? It's coming our way very shortly, folks. Are you strong in your faith? Are you really strong? Am I strong in my faith? We're going to face horrendous times. A great tribulation forecast by the Messiah breaking out very shortly on this world. And you and I have got to be very, very strong. Daily in prayer and reading that's better than any news forecast. Brave men and women died horrendous deaths to preserve this. Are you ready? Read Psalm 91, whichever translation you have, for your comfort today. Read Psalm 91. Now, one of my favourite books of the Bible, or letters, is the letter or book to the Hebrews. Of course, when you realize the majority of people who composed the Holy Scriptures were, in fact, Hebrews, weren't they? Now, we don't know who composed the letter or the book to the Hebrews. Could be the Apostle Paul, we're not sure. But it's a beautiful, beautiful passage. 13 chapters as we know it. And when you read that very carefully, I recommend you read it and reread it. It's talking about the superiority of the Messiah to the law. And very few people comprehend this. For example, Trinitarians, bless them, use Hebrews to foment this lie that Messiah is God. It's quite contrary, actually. Quite contrary. If you read it properly with Holy Spirit, you realize the writer of that letter or book is showing us that a man has been given authority over the world and has transposed the law. Beautiful. And one of my favourite verses is Hebrews 2, verse 13. The end of that verse is an amazing verse. Where it says this: look, I, that's Messiah, and the little children the Father gave me. Hence the title of this video, The Father's Little Children, which I hope you are one of. Not part of any religious organization that are sucking you into their lies, especially the Trinitarian lies. Hebrews 2:13. I will put my trust in him. Here am I, and the little children the Father has given to me. And that's a quotation from Isaiah chapter 8, verse 17 to 18. Marvelous, marvelous passage. You see, people do not realize who Messiah is. He was and still is pure man. Albeit, now glorified, Daniel 7 says, someone like a son of man was brought to the presence of the Father, the Ancient of Days, and to him was given glory, so the nations and national groups should all serve even him. The glorified man who will come back to the earth shortly and be given the throne of David, as the angel Gabriel promised to his mother Miriam or Mary. And I really, really relate to this verse, Hebrews 2:13, about the little children. I've met quite a number of people, particularly those who've escaped JWs, because I was a JW for 40 years, who are now seeking for truth daily, panning for gold. It's like the Elton John song, Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters. I thank the Lord for the people I have found. I thank the Lord for the people I have found. Excellent song. While Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters, sons of lawyers, sons of bankers, You know that song? Excellent song. So I thank the Lord for the people I have found in my life. Not many. Who are digging for truth daily. They don't rest on the dregs of religion, satisfied going to some religious building once or a few times a week. They're digging daily. They want the new wine. So I thank the Father for the little children. I include myself in that. The Father has sent me. Now let's go back to Messiah. He was just a man. He was only special in this particular area, that he was supernaturally born, not through intercourse, but through the Holy Spirit coming upon him. Like he quoted in the synagogue after his baptism, quoting, we know as Isaiah 61, the Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is upon me. But he had to prove himself faithful. Now imagine, we don't know, we're not told in the Bible, the communication the Father had with this particular man. The Father spoke to Samuel and also Jeremiah when they were both young. So it's quite obvious to me the Father spoke to this man, and it's not recorded in the Bible. For example, when he was 40 days in the wilderness, there must have been some communication before his temptation by Satan. Will you accept this challenge? Mission impossible, son. Would you and I have done that? If we were told, you're going to be nailed, spat upon, etc. But here's the reward. You will save yourself and be given the kingship of the earth, and you will save your family and the rest of mankind. Would you and I have taken that challenge? Well, think about this. Many men go to war, don't they? Leaving behind their family. So maybe we would have done. Maybe think about it. That's why Hebrews 5 verse 7 says, because of his godly fear, he was heard by the Father. And that's why, because of his trials, he can now empathize with our weaknesses. You have to realize this. Messiah is, always will be, a man. When he was resurrected, he came through the walls, and the disciples thought they were seeing a ghost. He said, no, look, it's me. Put your fingers in the holes. And by the way, have you got something to eat? At the Last Supper, he said, I will not drink this wine with you again until I drink it new with you in the kingdom. And the Messiah said, many will come from all over the world and dine with Abraham, Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom, on the earth of the heavens. Look, Messiah said, look at me, Hebrews 2:13, and the little children the Father gave me. Really, really dwell on that. And also, for your upbuilding, as we face a cataclysmic congregation of nations coming together for the great day of the warfare, Armageddon. It's coming up now. Look at Syria. Read Psalm 91. Read Psalm 91 very carefully. I gave a public talk on that particular psalm when I was at JW for 40 years. And also read the book of Hebrews very carefully. It's a beautiful book. Read it more than once. Get in the Spirit. Get the flow of the Spirit. Shalom.